Today I'm going to show you how to create a bone structure for a body in Anime Studio. Now I've imported all of my various layers. I do a lot of my freehand work in Photoshop, so I like to be able to export the layers from there into Anime Studio and then animate the object. So I break down my Photoshop files, all of my various layers, and export them. Now if you want to know how to export from Photoshop using layers, then you can check my other videos. I have an instructional video on actually exporting from Photoshop and the whole process coming into Anime Studio, and then I show you some basic animation with that. There's a script that has to be installed into Photoshop, and there's another instructional video that shows you how to install that script to make that functionality work. So you can check those videos out if you like. So getting down to it, now that I have all of my various layers, I have my hair, I have my eyes, I have the head on the overall shape of things, and so what I want to do is I want to create sorry, getting sidetracked here. First thing you want to do is create a bone layer. So you come up here and create a new layer and select bone. Alright, so all of these images that are part of my body parts, I guess, I want to highlight each one of those and select all of those and bring them along with the torso. Oh, sorry, don't need that one. Okay, so I have all these layers selected. This is all the two legs, the arms, the torso, the head, the eyes, and the hair. Alright, so once all those are selected, I want to drag that into the bone layer. Okay, now you see that that's indented a little bit compared to the rest of the files. It is now a part of the bone layer. Alright, so now that we have, you can click on the bone layer itself and then come over to the bone selection tool that is now active, you will see. And to get this process started, actually what you want to do is you want to click the link below that, which is add bone. Okay, and you want to come in here and drag your bone fragments towards the body parts that you want. And the best way is to drag it out towards the arm, out towards the foot, but on the torso you want to go up towards the neck, and then from the head you want to go up from there. So let's go ahead and do that now. Let me dive in here. So I'm going to create my first point that's about the size of the torso itself, and then I'm going to come in and create my second point on the face, which goes up about that far. Alright, now you can check the parenting, the direction of your which direction it should be pointing. You want everything kind of pointing to the torso, so the head to the torso, the arms to the torso. So you can see that the arrow indicates that. So I'm going to come back to my add bone tool, and I'm going to create an arm bone, and then an arm bone over here, leg bone, another leg bone right there. Okay, now I want to reparent these, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this arm and then go to the parenting tool, and then I want to drag that to the torso. Okay, now I want to select the other arm to the parenting tool, and I want to drag that to the torso. Same thing with the foot. Drag that to the torso, and same thing with the other foot. And drag that to the center of the torso. Okay, so all of my points are pointing to the center of that. Now if you want to test your bone layer, oh, I'm sorry, I'm skipping a step here. Now, the next step of this process, actually, if you go to the Manipulate tool, you can see how, oh wow, okay. So that might be cool to play around with for certain types of animation, tripped out stuff, but the point here is that we want the head, the arms, everything to move independently instead of dragging the whole body around. So, in order to accomplish this, you want to bind. Okay, so let me jump to a layer here. Okay, so the hair layer, I want to bind that to the head bone. So the third selection down is the bind tool, and so you're going to make sure that selection or the layer is selected. You want to select the head bone, you want to come down. Alright, my eyes are going to be attached to the head bone, and my overall head is going to be attached to the head bone. Now, my right leg is going to be attached to the leg bone down here. My left leg is going to be attached to this leg bone, and so on as we go with the arms. It's very simple this was so complicated in the beginning for me, it just blew me away. And but once I figured out how to create that bone layer, wow, it changed everything. Okay, so I have associated all of my individual images with the bone layer, which is the big trick here. So now if you go to select the bone manipulator tool, you can now see, oh, much better now, see how the head is now separate from the body as far as the whole word motion and everything goes. Your arms are separate. Yeah. Now you can adjust, if you notice, see that red, how big the red area is there. Now you can also notice how the hand goes behind the head. You can rearrange your layers, the order of your layers, so that the hand comes in front or goes behind, however you want it. Same thing with the legs, like if the hand comes down, you can put it over or under just by dragging these and reassociating those, you know, as far as the order of it. Okay, anyway, coming back to this, you see how large the highlighted red area is around that. Now, if you come into this selection, I forget the name of it, let me see if I can get it here. Oh, bone strength. So if you select this and that bone is highlighted, you can actually, you know, increase or decrease the bone strength itself. Okay, so I'm sure if you have objects flying to something that you could, that's going to come in pretty handy there. So, alright, anyway, okay, now as far as manipulating the actual parts and pieces of this selection now, you're now ready to animate your selection. So you can come down to your timeline, and I'm running all of mine at, right now I'm doing 1280 by 720 high definition. So I'm also running at 24 frames per second. So I'm going to come down here to frame 24 as far as my first frame. Actually, I'm going to jump back to the beginning here. So I'm going to come down to frame 24. And I want my baby's head to rock a little bit, and I want his arms to move around some. And then I'm going to come down, well, let's throw his leg up there just a little bit. Let's come down to 48 here. And rock him the other way a little bit. Rock his head back over there. And then come down to 72, come back, do the same thing again. Now the software is going to fill in all of the in-between motions as you're doing all of these key frames down here. And so now you can see that the the animation, sorry, tired. So you can actually see that the animation is moving along now according to the actual bone structure that I've created. So this has been a mystery for the past couple of weeks. I've only been using this software for 2 weeks now, so you know, I'm just now really, like I said, I dig into software, I learn everything that I can, and I just absorb it. This one was a little daunting at first, so learning about the bone layer right there and how to actually create that was the biggest, you know, key element there. So okay, so I think I'm going to leave it at that for now. You can look through my other animation videos, and now that you know how the bone structure is created, you will be able to work with this. And of course, if you have like a larger section, like typically you have fingers and stuff like that, if you get more into it and create arms, you can actually have the wrist and the arms and stuff like that move. And so anyway, this is it for now. I will be posting more videos on how to do other stuff in this software. So I hope this helped you guys out. Enjoy.
The music on my mind, my money's getting bigger with every single rhyme. I hit the record and away we go. Where's the stops? No.